Assassin's Creed, first and foremost, has always been a single-player focused series. I mean, obviously, right? But the series has had some mild success in tapping into multiplayer and co-op modes as well. In fact, for a good stretch of games, from AC Brotherhood all the way to Black Flag, all those games had a multiplayer mode to go with them. That stopped with Assassin's Creed Unity, but at least Unity had co-op. But ever since, we've had no form of multiplayer in Assassin's Creed. It's been about a decade at this point. However, as we know, it won't be too much longer until that dry spell is broken. As we know, there's currently a full-fledged Assassin's Creed multiplayer game in development, codename Invictus, that's expected to release sometime within the next few years and will launch on the Infinity Hub, that's also expected to launch with the release of codename Red. That's a pretty big deal and may be exciting to a lot of AC fans, especially those who loved those old multiplayer modes from those older games. It's very interesting that we used to get a multiplayer mode in every game for a solid 3 to 4 years there, and then after Unity, just nothing. Obviously, Ubisoft wanted to place the focus on the single-player experience, as they should, but multiplayer can bring so much more value and intrigue to a game. The potential of bringing the Assassin's Creed gameplay and lore into a multiplayer setting is just too large to leave untouched for all these years. So when news of Invictus came out, I was very intrigued to say the least. And with those old games having all but dead multiplayer servers, I think a lot of AC fans have been hungry for a multiplayer mode for years now. But the type of multiplayer Invictus is going to be is still a complete mystery. Is it going to be similar to those PvP modes from the older games? Are there going to be multiple modes within the game? Maybe some PvE modes as well? How much can you do exactly with an Assassin's Creed multiplayer? I'm really hoping there's some sort of PvP related mode where you can stalk and hunt down other online assassins. Not too different from those old modes, except maybe you can bring different types of game modes into it, allow each player to create a build or different loadout for their assassin that grants them special skills. I don't know, there's a lot you can do, and pretty much nothing is official about this game yet, except for the code name, and that we of course know it's a multiplayer game, but there are some rumors. One of the biggest ones is that we'll be able to play as different assassins from the series. I would imagine there will be an entire roster of characters to play as, hopefully all of the series protagonists, and maybe even some different assassin characters from the series as well. Like many multiplayer live service games, they could add new characters to the roster through updates and such, but this already sounds pretty cool. We could finally create the fantasy matchups we've always dreamed of, like Bayek fighting Altair, or Edward versus Connor, Arno versus Shay. If they really are doing this, I'm hoping they can at least make all the main protagonists of the series available. Maybe each one has a unique trait or skill. Maybe Shay can say, I make my own luck every time he gets a kill. There's just so much potential with the different things you could do, especially if there's some team-based modes, along with something like free-for-all. I mean, not to mention all the different fun video ideas I could come up with. Now, this next part is by no means confirmed, and who knows if Ubisoft has even decided this yet, but there is an assumption that Invictus is going to be a free-to-play game. I mean, after games like Fortnite, it's expected. Many multiplayer live service games are free-to-play and have found a lot of success. We know that Ubisoft has been desperate to have a successful free-to-play live service game for quite a while now. With how much money Fortnite made Epic, they really want a cash cow like that for themselves. They failed at that multiple times already, but what better opportunity to capitalize on that with their biggest IP in Assassin's Creed. So if it is free to play, it's only natural it'll be filled to the brim with microtransactions, probably tons of skins, a battle pass, season pass, the works. I mean, it'd probably have those things even if it wasn't free, but the microtransactions generally bode over with a community better if the game itself is at least free. Maybe they'll even do crossovers. I can't wait to see Voss as a playable assassin character. I'm just kidding, don't do that. One thing we do know for sure is that this game is being developed by Ubisoft Montreal, namely the For Honor team. Obviously, For Honor has been a pretty popular multiplayer title for quite a while, and so I wouldn't be too surprised if Invictus and For Honor share some similar qualities. There's also supposedly a lot of Rainbow Six Siege veterans working on this game as well, so Ubisoft has diverted those who have experience working on multiplayer games of theirs in the past, which makes a lot of sense, of course. I'd also imagine there wouldn't be any set time period for this game, but rather have multiple different maps and settings from each AC game perhaps. Although the codename Invictus, meaning unconquered, has led some people to believe that it could take place sometime during the reign of the Roman Empire. But to me, especially with the rumor that it'll feature different protagonists of the series, I would think it would be more so of a best of for the entire series. Bringing settings from each game as playable maps, that would be sweet. Or maybe it's a bit of both, where the main setting and premise of the game is during the Holy Roman Empire, and there's some content related to past AC games in there as well. Who knows, we're still at least a couple years out from seeing this game, but it's definitely something I'll have a close eye on as we learn new information. Because Assassin's Creed has so much potential in a multiplayer setting, and that potential has been left completely untouched for the better part of a decade. And with how fun those old multiplayer modes were, despite not being the most fleshed out, I think Invictus could be something special, but we'll see. It's just one of the many new AC games planned for the next few years, and with it launching on Infinity and being tied to all the other games, Ubisoft could bring in a lot of players there. I'm interested to see how it all shapes out, but let me know what you think so far about Assassin's Creed codename Invictus. What kind of multiplayer game are you hoping for? And what's some of your theories on where the game could be set? As always, if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and considered subscribing to the channel if you're new. Special thank you to my members for supporting me, and other than that, thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day, Assassins.